Nobody's saying. We got the chat pulled up. Chat stream says excellent condition. Connection's looking good. We are
Beautiful.
live. How are y'all feeling?
Beautiful.
First time in 2
We're
weeks.
back.
Yeah, back. So back.
Hey man, I hate to be the one to say this, but this is my first time seeing y'all in a whole year. How y'all been?
Oh my God, go to hell.
Oh, get out of here. Get out.
Boo!
I had to.
Tomato. Oh, I see the crayon eaters flocking into the chat. What's up, everybody? I see y'all spamming it up.
Everybody boom
Crayon
mode.
eaters,
No,
I
no,
missed
boom
you.
Boom mode. That was a terrible.
Yeah, man. Again, first stream of the new year. We missed a week because of Christmas, but we're back, ready to get back to this every single week. We appreciate y'all joining in early. We got a few hundred people in here right away. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Isaac, you were asking us something before we got on, and I never asked you. During your childhood, how much of a fan of Neo were you?
Of Neo, massive. I was spamming Miss Independent, my little headphones, my iPod. Neo was my fucking guy.
Really? Really? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a
Amazing.
sucker for R&B from a young age. Yeah, man, I see everybody in the chat is immediately asking, how does Donovan feel about the Knicks trade? How does Donovan feel about the Knicks trade? You see it in the title. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about it at length. We're going to grade the trade. You know what? Let's just jump straight into it. Donovan, the floor is yours. How do you feel about this trade?
Put the
This is your
ISO
day.
cam on. Put the ISO
ISO cam on Don. Let's go.
While I am sad to see my beloved Emmanuel quickly go, again, I'm happy that he's going to go somewhere where his talents can flourish and he could be the best version of himself. And that's really what true love is, right? Wanting the best for somebody, even if it's not with you, right? You guys, some of you guys aren't grown to understand that, right? But that's really what it is.
You better man than me.
Listen, so for Emmanuel quickly, go on. RJ Barrett, you get to go home, go to the crib. I'm happy for you. But for the Knicks, hey, we're up. Like, I don't know why. I understand everybody's upset because quickly got traded. Guys, we got the best player in the trade. We won.
For now.
Listen, Masai Ujiri was asking for 4 first-round picks, 7 first-round picks, your firstborn son, and 2 legs for OG Lack. We got him, and we didn't have to give up a first-round pick. We got it. We got the deal done. We're good. And, like, worst-case scenario, OG doesn't re-sign, which is it's not even, like, a fathomable thing that the Knicks would make this trade and not think that, like, OG would re-sign. It's just not going to happen. But let's say that happened, right? He just hates the next 4 months, and OG doesn't resign. We get off of RJ Barrett's contract, and we get flexibility from not having to pay quickly because either we pay quickly, and now he's the highest paid backup point guard in the league, or we let him walk, and now we have actual space to go get another star. Cap-wise, it makes sense. Team construction-wise, it makes sense. Asset-wise, it makes sense. This is a great deal for the New York Knicks, and I'm extremely happy that we did this. And for Tom Thibodeau, who's going to play people 49 minutes a night, now we have good players to play 49 minutes a night. And it's not a move for this year because as soon as Mitchell Robinson went down for the year, any type of like Cinderella story that the Knicks wanted to have, that went out the door because the offensive rebounding and the defense that he provides helps the offense it gives the offense a floor when you know that you're going to get an extra 6 or 7 possessions because of his rebounding. Once he goes out, we're done with that. Next year, though, when you have a lineup of Brunson, where are we going to start the 2? We'll go like Brunson, Grimes, right? Brunson, Grimes, OG, Randall, Robinson. We're cooking, right? That's a solid base to where we can be flexible and do some stuff. And Julius Randle's probably not going to be here next year, so we're going to be even more flexible. Like,
This is the hardest ISO I've ever seen. This is the biggest ISO ever. This is great.
We love it.
It's a fantastic move for the Knicks fans. And again, I understand Quickly's gone. Shout out to the homie, but we had to do what was best for us. So this is fantastic.
Love it. While you were ranting, we got a quick donation. I got a shout out. Shout out to 123 who donated $1. He said, "Why does Gordon Hayward kind of look like Kobe?" Did y'all see that?
That has been going around, yes.
I never saw that.
I'll find it while you talk. Yeah, but I agree with everything you said. I think undoubtedly a good move. I think Emmanuel Quickly is the type of guy you want to have long term. I see why the Raptors targeted him in this deal. I think he can make a Tyrese Maxey-esque leap Maybe not quite to the level Tyrese did this year because like he's a legit star. But Quickly is a guy you want to buy stock in. Like he's gonna be extremely good if given starter minutes and a starter role. OG Anunoby, there's a reason he was the most coveted trade asset on the market for every team that wanted to be good and have a winning roster. If you already have a star and you can put OG Anunoby as the on-ball defender next to those ball handlers, he fits like a glove. You said he's gonna play 45 minutes a night because everybody does for Tibbs. Exactly. He's the type of on-ball defender you just like slap onto a Jason Tatum, slap onto Anthony Edwards, whoever. He has assignment all night. You don't got to worry about it. I don't know how a Knicks fan could not be okay with this trade.
Yeah,
it's just emotional. It's just emotional. That's literally it. But if you actually look at the basketball aspect of this, it is a good deal for both sides, right? Because for the Raptors, OG was going to walk anyways. They had no direction, and so now they can finally make a move to where it looks like, oh, you guys actually want to be good 2 years from now. You guys want to start moving forward.
Chat, look at this. Look at this picture of Gordon Hayward, chat.
Yeah.
Is Gordon Hayward?
That's crazy.
Is he white Kobe or is he not?
That's crazy.
That's cool.
This is hilarious.
He got the same head and jaw and all that. Really, that's in the same nose too. That's what sells it.
Wow.
I love it.
That's
Chat, who do you guys think won the trade? Or Mo, I'll ask you that because Donovan clearly likes it for both sides. Do you think anybody won the trade, Mo?
Yeah. So I think it's, in my opinion, because of the potential of all the potential different directions that the Knicks can go in. I think they won the trade because you don't have RJ Barrett anymore. You immediately get so much better as a basketball team. That's no hate or shame to RJ Barrett. That's just how this game of life goes, you know? And along with that, like Donovan said, you have all the cap space in the world to do whatever you want, you know? And so on top of that, again, you don't have to deal with RJ Barrett. That's just the biggest thing. I will say, as a Knicks hater, as someone who just, a part of my personality is hating New York, I fell to my knees when I saw this trade. I got so sad. I was sick to my stomach. Why? Because any argument that I try to have with Donovan about the Knicks and the Hawks, I lose immediately. I can't say shit no more. I can't say shit. So with that being said, the Knicks for sure won. But I will say also, I don't think this is necessarily a bad trade for the Toronto Raptors, even though they didn't see a pick coming back or anything like that, because it's their own fault. Masai shot himself in the foot by waiting way too long to trade OG Anunoby, but they did get a piece in Emmanuel Quickly, who we all see a real future in him becoming a potential all-star player, all-star-esque guy, someone who can get you efficient 20 points per game, along with shooting 40% from three. That's his game, and that's the type of player that you need alongside someone like Scotty Barnes. Now, they got back RJ Barrett again. That hurts because it's RJ Barrett, and he's just really mid at like everything, but he's not like a complete negative on the court, so he's just a filler player, and that contract really hurts too. But it's okay at the end of the day. You're not playing.
We're running a poll right now, and right now, 69% of people are saying the Knicks won the trade over the Raptors, and it's a bit surprising because when I looked on Twitter, Knicks fans hate this trade. I think the general public agrees the Knicks want it because like they see OG Anunoby going to a winning team and they're like fucking perfect. I feel like most Knicks, not most because you know Twitter is not the accurate example of the whole fan base, but a lot of Knicks fans were pissed that they got rid of Emmanuel Quickly. Do you guys like understand that, or are they being dramatic?
I mean, I totally understand it, right? Like if there is an emotional tie to Emmanuel Quickly, and for somebody who we like drafted and saw kind of blossom into the player that he is right now, and then to have the backcourt, and I think a lot of it is short-sighted just because you look at the move, and now if you look at the Knicks bench, not having Emmanuel Quickly coming off the bench severely depletes it.
100%. And that was a strong suit for them for years.
Yeah, and so for this year, and that's why I'm saying that this is a long-term play. This is a next year type of move because now you have now you don't have like the 20 points per game, the 18 points per game, whatever, coming off the bench, giving your offense a spark. And so in a sense, it kind of feels like the Knicks might be giving up on the season because you just don't have that punch, but it's fine. Like it's next year.
Say that.
Next year, everything is going to be okay.
Stephen A. Smith went on First Take and he said, "I'm not moved with the Knicks Raptors trade. Emmanuel Quickly, I did not want to lose him. Not having him there, to me, puts a lot more on Jalen Brunson. It doesn't improve their chances to beat Boston or Milwaukee. The first
Terrible
half of that,
take.
I understand.
This
Second half sucks.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This take was in this context. It's taken out a little bit out of context because after this, he goes on to say that like if this is the only move that the Knicks do, then he's not moved by it, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he wants this move to be followed up by a Donovan Mitchell, a Carl Anthony Towns, something like that. So like, and in that sense, I can understand that, right? If your master plan was just to go get OG Anunoby and that's it, then yeah, you guys aren't really operating at a high level.
Someone in the chat said, Isaac, you look like somebody I know. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I say the part that I find bothersome is he says it doesn't improve the chances to beat Boston or Milwaukee. Emmanuel quickly has done nothing for them in the playoffs, which part of it he was hurt in the playoffs last year. Part of it, Tibbs runs the stars into the ground. Jalen Brunson's getting most of the minutes. Quickly just hasn't had great playoff series so far. Granted, he's young. I think OG Anunoby is clearly an archetype of player that helps you in the playoffs, I think he gives you a lot of versatility. You can play him at the 5 and have lineups with him and Julius Randle. He can guard up like that. It just gives you a lot of versatility with type lineups you can do. You can throw him on a Jason Tatum, throw him on a Jaylen Brown. Like, they didn't have anybody beforehand that can match up with those type of guys. Granted, defense isn't just like one-on-one in that way, so it's not that simple. But that's a pretty great tool to have from a team that's trying to make serious noise. And I think if you already have your two main creators in Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, I don't know how he couldn't help you in the playoffs. Like he's that level player that fits perfectly.
Yeah, and even if this was, obviously we don't think like the Knicks are just gonna stop from here on there. But even if it is point blank period, you got better at the end of the day compared to where you were yesterday. And I think because of this, we can all agree because of this, they do match up better alongside the Bostons and Milwaukees and whoever else you want to throw in of the world. And I love Emmanuel quickly as much as anyone. I thought he probably should have won Sixth Man of the Year last year. I think he was one of my predictions or so. And but with that being said, last year's playoffs, he put up like 9 points and he shot like 35% from the field. What are we talking about here? Although he's a great player, like he's not moving needles, he's not moving mountains for the team currently constructed, and that's only because you have someone like Jalen Brunson there.
Yeah, and at a certain point, like you can latch onto the idea of what Emmanuel quickly could be, but we just know he was never going to be maximized here. Like we know there's been a lot of talk lately about Jalen Brunson and how is he big enough to be the number one player on a championship team? Is his height going to hold him back? And a lot of it has been like very reductive, but like there is something to be said about it's hard for a small creator to have that championship caliber level in them. And whether that's true or not, I can assure you that if there is a way for Jalen Brunson to be the best player in a championship level team, it's not by starting another 6'3" guard next to him. That's never going to be the championship formula for them. So it's better to sell high on quickly while you can because you know he's not going to be in your future long term. And OG can be there long term. Like you can fit him with this version of the team, a version with Donovan Mitchell, a version with whatever other star you want to put into there next to Jalen Brunson. OG is always going to fit that equation.
Yeah, and for the Knicks, like you have to make the move right now because Brunson is on probably the best deal in the league, right? To have somebody playing at that level and getting paid $25 million, which is like him and RJ Barrett, right? Like we're making similar money. Like that is the level of deal that, well, maybe I can't remember RJ's contract exactly, but
he's making
like,
about 28 this year. It's 30 on average.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's a better deal, right? You're getting Jalen Brunson for cheaper than what you were paying for RJ Barrett. And to have that for 2 more years, now is your time. Now is your window to have the flexibility to go put out an actual championship roster around Brunson. So you kind of have to make this sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
And Mo brought it up earlier. This is Quickly's exact stat line from last year's playoffs. 8 games, 22 minutes a night. 9 points, 1 assist, 1.6 rebounds, 24% from 3, 35% from the field. Yeah, give me OG Anunoby to get some defense. Like I'd much rather take that than what Quickly gave me.
100%. And looking at this tweet that's pulled up right now per Ian Begley, a lot of members of the Knicks believe they still have enough assets to make another trade. Clearly they believe that, so it's not saying much. But they didn't give up a single first-round pick in this trade. And they have first-round picks from other teams coming in, have all their picks still. Like, they clearly have another move in the cupboard. So, like, to the point you said earlier with Stephen A's reaction, like, if this is the only move, I'm not moved. it's not going to be the only move. There's no way this is the only move. Like, they clearly have a ton of flexibility, and they have to do something with these assets at some point. It's not going to be filling this roster of young players on a Tibbs team. That's not the answer. So, whatever the move is, like, there's been a lot of talk about Karl Anthony Towns, which I don't know why we're still talking about Karl Anthony Towns trades because they're the 1 seed. But whoever that player is, they are in a good position going forward because of this deal.
Absolutely, I agree. Before we turn the page, just quick 2 cents for the Raptors fans. What do you guys think about this trade on their end?
I think it's a good deal. I think you can get another young creator in there and quickly with somebody who can score and pair really well with Scotty Barnes, and then to have just finding competent NBA players at a certain point is kind of hard. And RJ Barrett, like, again, he's not great. He's a competent NBA player. He's okay. Like, he's fine. So it's a good deal.
I think it's great. I think chat. Let me know what you think, chat. Let's move over to grading these deals. Chat. What would you grade this deal for the Raptors? I want to hear from you guys as I explain. But I think it's great. I think we've been talking about the fact for years now that they need to make a deal. All we've cared about is when will the Raptors trade OG Anunoby? When will they trade Pascal Siakam? It's been like the only thing we could think about. So the fact that they finally did it, I think it's stupendous. I think it's great. I don't even care what they get back for him. Thank God they're making moves towards blowing things up and finally changing their trajectory and building around Scotty Barnes appropriately. And in terms of what it takes to build around Scotty Barnes, spacing. They don't have any of it. He's a slasher. He's an on-ball creator, good passer. No shooting around him to be able to let that thrive. And quickly, he's the perfect point guard, I think, to do that. He brings that off the dribble shooting, brings the spot up shooting. He can be a secondary ball handler with Scotty. Like they mesh off each other so perfectly, I think, that I understand why they decided that they don't have to get all those draft picks because they can see themselves having a player that fits them long term. Because you can see quickly thriving with them. So good with return, plus it's good for what it signals going forward.
Yeah. And real quick for the Knicks, like, you're gonna have to get another backup point guard in the building. Listen, there's one coming in the draft, 6'3" point guard who would be great as a backup. His name is Bronny James.
Oh my God!
They can get him and his father, who has a player option for next year. Him and his father can come play in the Garden together, and you can get everything rolling. So
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of solid B pluses, A minus, stuff like that for the Raptors. I understand that. That's about what I'd say. Real quick, we have another donation to shout out. Shout out to Submerge. He said, a couple of podcasts ago, one of you said the Knicks would probably end up the 4 seed in the East, and none of y'all blinked. Before the OG trade, how is that not the most ridiculous statement ever? I'm assuming he means he thinks they'll be worse than the 4 seed?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if this team was healthy and they had Robinson, I don't think that is a ridiculous statement to say that they were the 4 seed.
No, it's not ridiculous at all.
Yeah, exactly. I think you said that, Donovan, and I think we were arguing between the Hawks would be better 4 or 5 seed or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And that's not crazy to say at all because they're a solid regular season team that it's a Tibbs-led team, so they compete really freaking hard every night. So even with this move being made, they're 7th seed, I believe, off the top of my head.
They're 18 and 15 right now. The 4 seed is 19 and 13. One more win. It wasn't crazy at all. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson going out for the season changed that equation a lot. I don't think Donovan would have predicted them to be the 4 seed with that in mind. Yeah, no. But I don't know why we're acting like the Knicks are the fucking 12 seed.
Yeah, that was just a straight up hater take. I wouldn't even say nothing like that, man. Come on now.
Mods, I see you guys in the chat. Let them spam a little bit. It's okay if they spam. We don't got to time everybody out for spamming. Let them have fun. Get those chats up. It's good for us anyways for the algorithm. So let them cook a little bit. Another donation. Mariah Mills said, one of you should start making content like that Drew Walls guy.
Oh, face that. I got it. Let me get my impression real quick.
Oh, my wife. Listen. Oh, you got the ring light over there. Grab that tripod. Let's get it.
He 100% brings his tripod everywhere.
Look at this. Yeah, spam up these crayons while we're watching this Day in the Life of Mo. Day in the Life of a Podcaster.
I would love to see this in New York, and Mo is filming himself trying to get on the subway and tries to get back off, but then the subway takes off.
That's crazy, yo. See, I got up to look for these. For those who haven't tapped into the episode 68 that we did, Isaac gave me a present.
Oh, let's go. Get them out. Here. Let's go. People in the chat were asking about the Shundies. Let's get them out. I love it.
That's what they were asking for. It is what y'all got. Have I worn them? Hell Hell nah. What
Nah,
the
you
man
want
do
to
you
the
think
gym.
I am? I warm to the gym. Oh my god.
I'm surprised it's
warm.
not framed right
No.
now.
But these will be potentially a prop on my set when
Oh, I
I
forgot
whenever
about it.
I'm
Know what that
picking
reminds me
content
of?
or whatever.
I gotta open your package.
Exactly, y'all. So everyone in that episode, or a few people in the episode, was like, "What about Isaac? Isaac didn't get no gift." No, Isaac got a gift. It just didn't show up on time, man. During this stream,
Don't fuck with
Isaac's
me.
gonna unpack what I got him for
I'll
his
do it now.
TD3.
I forgot about that.
Let's
So I'll
go.
put my ISO cam on. Mo
That's
got
all.
me.
Everybody eats.
Mo got me a gift. He sent it express from the Bronx. 1-day shipping. Paid $50 to get this over here on time. It's crazy.
Facts. I'm
Look at
expecting to
this
see
package.
this goddamn return.
This package is beat the fuck up. They threw this shit with the rats. This is crazy. Let me open this. Okay. Uh-oh. It's a Lakers related gift. Right now it looks like a jersey. I feel like I'm about to be fucked with, so let's not get too excited. This might be horrible. Let's
think
see.
I'm a nice guy.
Let's see. I'm not looking yet. I'm gonna show you guys the back of it before I show
Stream,
myself.
we need like 400, 500 likes on this bitch.
I can't see it. Who is it? Oh my god. Oh my god.
You the number one munch in this bitch. You the number one munch. If anybody watches TD3, you know the second that Isaac watches footage of anybody, any single player in the NBA, he is on their meat like no other. He is slobbering like there's no tomorrow.
What are
He's
you
telling
talking
me
about?
their
What the
super
fuck?
good. He's telling about everything they love, bro. That is Isaac, number one munch.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
One day in the pod, this
go
dude
ahead
tried
with
to
the
go
jersey
munch
on.
for
Rock
munch
the
for
jersey
me.
for the stream.
Yeah, Rocket. He tried to go munch for me. One of the last
I forgot he
episodes.
did.
Or it was during the summer, I think, actually.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Proud. There we go. We love to see it. And with that being
Great.
said, we need
This is a
400 likes
crazy
for this
visual.
stream. Munch.
screenshot.
Oh, that is hilarious, bro. We need that as PvPs for y'all.
Nah, you were going crazy with much for everybody. What was going on?
Yeah, man, that was a great unboxing commentary, bro.
Love it, man. Let's move on. Okay, so what's the grade for the Knicks before we move on?
Oh man, this is an A. You couldn't do any better, in my opinion.
An A, okay. Donovan, you agree?
I'll go A minus.
Cool.
I'll go A minus.
Shout out the New York Knicks. I'm gonna keep this on.
We're bad. We're so bad.
What a great moment. All right, we're gonna move on to do something next. As we move on to the rest of the stories, I have this doc pulled up, and I got these links. We're gonna talk about all the big stories we need to talk about this week, and we're gonna go through all these, watch some highlights together, and at the end, we're gonna react to some of y'all's hot takes again, because I know how much you love that. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, John Morant has gotten himself into a lot of trouble lately, as we all know. It got worse in the past week because after he did this dunk, finished it, he did a dance. He's, toting these guns, doing a dance. And this got people really mad, as you guys know. Because, as you know, John Morant has some history of gun involvement. So people saw this and were like, oh my God, he's doing it again. People were pissed off, including Chandler Parsons, who went onto his show on FanDuel TV and said, what else has to happen for you and your family and your friends to learn? Make this about basketball. Make this about your life. Make this about your livelihood. Stop doing things like that. It's a lot of pearl clutching, just mad. How did y'all feel about this?
How you feel, Mo?
He is telling on himself when he's just saying stuff like that. And that makes you raise my eyebrow to just be like, what type of person are you, man? You know? Like, when I saw that, that dance looked familiar to me. I'm not 100% sure where it came from, but it must be a Memphis thing or a down south thing. And I'm from the South, so I know it's familiar and it's tied into some culture. Just, I'm not from there, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. I've seen people do this before.
Yeah, I've pulled up right now. It's a dance from New Orleans that is, again, Chandler Parsons wouldn't know this because she's Chandler Parsons, but this is not any type of aggressive thing. It's a very common dance that people do. It's just, like you said, a part of culture. It's whatever. And people, including Chandler Parsons, including other writers, a lot of media members, took it upon themselves to, like, just continue the John Morant is a thug shit and just, like, really paint the most extreme version of this. And I get what he means, like, you're in trouble for guns, avoid gun stuff. I don't think I'd call this gun stuff. I think this is just a dance, and the microscope that he's under is deserved for what he did. It's understandable why he's there, but people are really taking it to the extreme and really just like not letting him get away with anything. I feel like we're gonna pay attention to everything he does for so long. It's a bit extreme.
I mean, he just came back. Like, if this was like 3 months from now, that would be like, okay, I understand. I think Parsons definitely went too far. Relax. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
But for Ja, like, come on, man. Like, you know what the dance is. You know why you were out, right? There's a reason. There's a reason why you didn't play for 2 months. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you could be just a little smarter and not do that for what, another 2 weeks?
Yeah, I get it. Again, but it's just a dance, and I just feel like if notice it follows up by stuff like this, it's the tone, like you said, Chandler Parsons going a little crazy. Not just the fact that people were like, don't do that. I can understand, but the tone is crazy. Like Chandler Parsons also tweeted this the same day. It's a video of T. Morant on the sideline dancing during a timeout break. There's music playing.
That's even worse.
He's just dancing. He's simply dancing. Unbelievable. Like he's doing a crime.
That's like you slapped someone's mother, bro. What the fuck?
Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is just such like a clear. The way they're talking about John Morant is very reminiscent of the way Allen Iverson was talked about after all his controversies, where it's just you can't get away with anything. Everything he does is just like a part of a bigger issue now. It's a bit extreme.
Again, I understand, right? I get it. John Morant has played a very limited amount of basketball games. He's played 6 games this year. Bro, I need you to smarten up for like 2 weeks, please. Just like relax for 2 weeks. And then in February, do it. But you just got back. And it's like, it's a little bit on both sides. I completely agree, though. Like, first off, going after his father, that was 2 years ago. We've been off of T. Morant dancing on the sideline. Everybody's cool with that now. You're hung up on old stuff. Like, come on.
He's also just dancing. Like, what is he doing wrong in this clip that upset him?
Listen, if you don't like it, challenge him to a dance battle right now.
That's why he did it. He knows he's
T. Morant in a dance battle if you want him to stop.
He's like shit with all them surgeries. Do you know how many surgeries Chandler Parsons has had during his playing career?
Yeah. Man, listen.
The other funny part of this whole John Morant saga is it continued. It wasn't just this. There was a story that was written by Tom Haberstroh where we got a donation from T. Morant. We can't really see the video of Ja dancing. Can we get an ISO cam? Oh my god. Never mind. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So this story was written by Tom Haberstroh, where he says last year John Morant called an NBA referee a hoe on the record in an interview after an OKC game. It never got out. I obtained the audio and reflected on the important role of in-person media as a guide rail for the NBA superstar. A whole story about John Morant being upset about a call and saying that ref was being a hoe. Mind you, 2 weeks ago, Nikola Jokic was in a press conference calling that ref a motherfucker. This is just hilarious.
Man, get a life. That's just you're reaching for something that's not there to try and attack Ja. Like at that point, that story is an attack. Well, partly it is an attack on Morant, and you just have to relax because everybody says everything to referees. Like
exactly.
If we got full audio of everything that a player says to referees, LeBron would be under massive scrutiny for something he says. Like nobody is innocent when it comes to that. And the way that the referees are calling games this year, maybe he was, right? Maybe to have that screamed at him.
Yeah, man. People are saying, "How do I donate?" It's in the description on the first line. It says support the stream. We got another donation from Jetchy. He says, "People are demanding that Mo does a 2024 calendar shoot in only the SGA undies." Mo, do you have any answers to those requests?
A 2024 calendar shoot in the SGA undies.
You gotta compute it.
Brother, seek help. Help. I don't do nothing but pray for you folks, man. It was a bit. It was a joke, okay?
I think you gotta put them on at least once. Do what you want with it once you put them on, but they have to be on your body, under your pants, over the pants, whatever.
Not putting another man's face.
Okay.
You put it on your face?
Listen,
You did put it on your face.
I'm not doing that. Okay, we're
I'm not doing
this.
that again.
Again. All right, man. Next story we got to talk about. Where were you when the Los Angeles Lakers were robbed of a win by LeBron's big toe? How did y'all feel about this?
What do you mean robbed of a win?
I'm kidding. But this is a huge controversy where LeBron hit what would have been a go-ahead 3 to force overtime, and it got called a 2 with his foot very close on the line. It's apparently controversial of whether or not it was on the line. LeBron doesn't seem to think so. Everybody in the Lakers fandom doesn't seem to think so. How did y'all feel about this?
I mean,
the toe was on the line. It was on the line. And it's like, and even if you can find the 0.01 second screenshot where his toe is not on the line, in order to reverse a call on the floor, it has to be clear and conclusive. And you can ask literally everybody on Twitter, is his foot on the line? And you would get massive like differences in answers. The video was not clear and conclusive, so you have to go with what was called on the floor. It is what it is.
This is pretty fucking clear, I think. This foot was not on the line.
It was.
It just wasn't. And also, he also, like, as the ref, you see LeBron get the board. He's going back. You know he's going for the 3. And, like, to call it a 2 when he's clearly, like, you know he's hunting the 3. And if it's close, like you're saying, his foot maybe on the line, if you call it a 2, you need irrefutable evidence to overturn it. I don't know why you wouldn't call it as a 3 and then review it to see if you can go the other way. Because his foot's not even on the line. So I don't know why you're acting like it's conclusive.
Well, what does intent have anything to do with what actually happened before?
For what? I don't even agree with the initial thesis. His foot is not on the line. Like his toe is like hanging over it, but the bottom of the foot is on the line, but the toe hangs over, but it's not touching.
Nah, fam. It's
It's just not. It's a horrible call. Chad, what do you think? Did he get the call right?
Horrible is ridiculous. This is, guys, you're about to make me upset. This
right upset. It's a terrible call.
This right here is the Laker fandom and the Laker delusion coming out. And everybody's upset because it was LeBron's birthday, and people who have never met LeBron were going out and throwing birthday parties for themselves, right? Getting birthday cakes for themselves to eat at crib for LeBron's birthday, right? Acting like Isaac right there with the month jersey, all of them. And just because it didn't go LeBron's way on his birthday, everyone's like, oh my gosh, he was wrong. His foot was on the line. Also, it's like, again, you have to have clear and conclusive evidence, and that wasn't the case. So why are we arguing? Like, well, I understand why we're arguing, but you guys are just wrong. It's not a robbery.
Shout out to that one boy, 687 for the $5. Appreciate you. Yeah, the funny part was afterwards, LeBron's reaction to it. It was like another version of the camera fiasco where we got great memes out of it. I'm pulling up the clip right now. I got a fucking 15-second ad to watch first. But yeah, it was overall just a hilarious night of NBA basketball. Like you said, it was his birthday. Made it all the more funny. Look at this guy.
Honestly.
Yeah, please pull it up.
Okay, so we had the play here. LeBron catches the ball. That's just such a 3-pointer. Like, I don't know why you'd call that a 2 in the moment. Like, that's such a 3-pointer.
Because it looks like
unbelievably 3-pointer.
What do you mean? Why do you call it a 2-pointer? Because it looks like his foot's on the line.
It doesn't, though. It doesn't. It just doesn't.
Less than a millimeter between it. What are you talking about?
It just doesn't.
He's not clearly a 3-pointer.
We have 59% of people were saying it was a bad call. 59% of you no ball. But yeah, the reaction was great in this clip. Like, it's just such a fiasco. Look, his foot's just so behind the line. It's so behind the line. Are you fucking blind? Are you fucking blind, you old man? This is so behind the line.
First of all, his foot is like twisted. It's right there on the line. If you look at this and you say that this is clearly a 3-pointer, you, sir, are a munch. These are munch eyes here looking at it. Because that is not clearly a 3-pointer. That's not clearly a 3. That is as close as it possibly can be.
I know it's controversial. Oh, it's just funny.
That's funny as hell, yo.
Someone said Donovan was the ref.
Yo, to be honest with you, this call could go either fucking way. Like, it's so 50-50.
Yeah, I know. That's not really clear.
On how you wake up in the morning. It just depends on how you wake up, and then it'd be like, I guess I'll let this be a 3. I want to ruin LeBron's birthday.
Someone said he should have benefit of the doubt because it's his birthday. Imagine that.
Yeah,
exactly.
if it was me, I would've done
literally
that.
what you want. So just give it to him. No,
No, not just give it to him. But I think there's a reason it's called a bad call. But they did the 2-minute report the next morning, and the refs confirmed it. They stood on business, so guess that's all you can ask for. They reviewed it and they said, nope, we got it right.
Lame.
So. Yeah, man. Next thing we gotta talk about.
Not lame, correct.
Yeah, whatever. So I said, Don, are you blind? Isaac, stop being a munch. Yeah, we're gonna get it all in the chat. Next thing we gotta talk about, y'all. The Detroit Pistons. They won a game. Where were you when the Detroit Pistons broke the worst losing streak of all time?
I was at a holiday party. It was fantastic.
Yeah, they beat the Toronto Raptors the day after the Toronto Raptors traded OG Anunoby, so they were undermanned a little bit. Everyone kind of saw this as the game they could finally do it, and they did. They won by 2 points. And you see this clip right now? Cade Cunningham looks like he just went through a fucking war. This is great.
Oh, man. Yeah, this was a fantastic win for them. I'm so happy for them, boys. They're currently, I think they're on another losing streak, 2-game losing streak, whatever, but it is what it is. They beat an actual respectable team in the NBA, team that's not a walk in the park, in my opinion, in the Toronto Raptors. And this is great. This is their NBA championship, pretty much.
Damn.
Yeah,
The highlight of their year is a 2-point win over the Toronto Raptors at home. Shout out them, man.
Funny and like obviously, so everyone knows about like the Wingstop stuff. There's the deal where if the Pistons win, then people get 5 free Wingstop things. And so after the game, everybody's going to get wings from Wingstop. And I saw a tweet, and I have no idea if this is real or not, but I'm gonna believe it is because it's funny. Somebody said that there are only 2 Wingstop locations in all of Detroit.
They're in hell.
Are you
So you have like 10 workers in the entire city just filling all of these Wingstop orders. I love that.
Yeah, man. Good for the Pistons, man. They finally got out of the biggest distraction known to man for this season. They're not gonna be a good team.
It's the only reason people were watching Pistons games and for the last 2 weeks. They were like, "Listen, are they gonna win tonight? Are they gonna keep the record going?" There's actual intrigue.
Yeah, I see we got 378 likes on the stream right now. There's over 800 of you in here right now. Y'all need to run that up.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Like the video. Like the video. Like the video.
Get us to 500 likes, please. Keep it going. Run it up. Please, 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 please. Can I get a smidgen of like? And you know what's funny? We're talking about the Pistons and how they finally won a game. The funniest part was leading up to that win. Cade Cunningham was in his fucking bag. He was going crazy. He had 2 40-point games in which they lost. So we're going to watch the highlights of one of them real quick. This was hilarious. If I can show you guys. There we go.
Cade is different, man.
Bro, Cade has been great. Cade has been, I know we talked about early in the year when the losing streak started that he wasn't bad or necessarily disappointing, but he wasn't making the strides we hoped to see out of somebody who we thought could like be one of the best guards in the league. We had to talk about like maybe he's just going to be like really, really good, but not like top tier player. He's looking like every bit of the top tier player we could have hoped he could be right now.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe everyone around him was kind of too harsh or too early to jump the gun because he did only play like 12 games last season. But with that being said, now he's fully kicked into gear. His team still sucks, doesn't have great spacing around him and all that, but he's slowly starting to figure it out. He's been way more efficient, obviously, over these last X amount of games. And he's hit that gear. And he's looking like he could be that guy for that team, whether it be first best player on a championship team or second best player on a championship team. Just know that he will be one of those dudes.
Yeah. Someone in the chat, YPC Vicky said, let's talk about Jalen Green. My guy, that is not a fun conversation that any of us want to have right now. That man is in hell.
I don't want to do that.
Who the hell want to talk about Jalen Green?
Don, what you said? Where's your temperature on Cade Cunningham right now?
I think if 10 would be like peak confidence, and then 1 is like he's gonna be trash. I think I'm somewhere around a 7.
7, okay.
Yeah, I think that there are still some things that we've seen from Cade, and maybe it is just because of the situation and the spacing and all that we've seen from Cade that hasn't necessarily been like 100% like all NBA type player. But the fact that he was finally able to just be like, hey, man, I'm just gonna go and get buckets. I'm sick of everybody out here. Nobody is helping. I'm just gonna try and do it myself. That was very encouraging. to see from Cade.
Yeah, and every time we've heard him talk during this whole win streak, it's been encouraging. Like, he very easily could have just been defeated by this whole process and just like fallen apart in ways like, think about the Rockets last year when their team culture just like got decimated by the shit show that was the Stephen Silas led team. They were just, nobody had anything good to say. There was no just like positive qualities outside of Sengun last year. Cade went the other way. Every time he talked, he showed leadership, showed drive to get them out of this, and like was not defeated by it. Including like after they won, there was like some like hilarious philosophical shit he was saying in the post game interview. I'll find it. But yeah, it's been encouraging all around.
It's been amazing to see, man. It's been amazing to see, and this is all what Detroit fans needed. Their team is still trash, but can't get a win trash, and that's just all that matters right now.
Good for them. They're a competent NBA team that could win at least a game.
Exactly.
Competence still a stretch because again, they're back to losing. I think. Let's see. What does their schedule look like? Because they lost yesterday to Rockets on the road. They played the Jazz tonight on the road. Their next 5 games go as follows: Utah, Golden State, Denver, Sacramento, San Antonio. Listen, they might get a double-digit win streak going very quickly.
Relax.
They might not forget who they are.
I found the quote.
Happy.
I found the quote. I've come to embrace a Zen-like detachment. Victory and defeat, success and failure. These are transient states. What remains is the profound understanding of struggle, the beauty and persistence, and the subtle art of finding meaning in the seemingly meaningless. I think this might be fake, but I'm hoping it's real. This is hilarious. No, I'm pretty sure this is fake. But it'd be hilarious if it was real.
I saw this, and I saw people running with it, and I was like, "There's just absolutely no."
It's not real.
Sounds like he's been hanging out with some monks after each and every single loss, just after every single loss.
No, it's fake. It's hilarious though. Oh, we got another donation from Proxy. He says, opinions on the Thomas twins, and can they be MVP contenders in the future? I wouldn't go that far, but I think they'll be really good. Yeah, I think they'll be really good, though.
Yeah, MVP is kind of crazy. But, I mean, we love Asar. Amen. He's going to be fine. He's going to come along. So, All-Stars?
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, that's very fair.
It's All-Stars. That's a reasonable expectation to set on them. But MVP means you got to be one of the 5 best players in the entire world, and
someone said, so are you 3 going to talk about Klay Thompson, 1-11 in that Warriors versus Mavs? I saw, y'all talk about it for a second.
I tried to tell you.
What'd you try to tell him?
Because I think we talked about the Warriors a little bit on a pod recently, and he had a very encouraging stretch of games. I was like, just wait, because the same thing happened last year where Klay started slow, then he had his stretch where it's like, oh wow, Klay Thompson might be back, and then we get to the playoffs and he completely falls apart. And it's been like this for really the last 2 years. So Klay Thompson is an NBA player, and he's one of the 5 best shooters we've ever seen in the NBA. He's going to have stretches where he looks like he can shoot the basketball because that's just never going to leave him. But to ask Klay Thompson to be a consistent knockdown three-point shooter the way that he was pre-injury before an ACL and an Achilles injury, that's just not going to happen anymore. That's not who he is. So you're going to see a lot of variance in Klay's game.
Look at this YouTube video I saw earlier. I was looking for highlights. This guy posted Klay Thompson, 1 of 11 field goals versus the Mavericks.
That is insane.
It's a compilation of his misses. Let's watch this shit.
That is crazy hating right there. While we watch this real quick, over the last 3 games, he's averaging an astounding 8 points on 23% shooting from the field and 27% from 3. Ouch!
Yeah. There was those 4 games where he was averaging 25 again, and it was like, oh, God, is he turning it around? Sorry. They're going to get more. Yeah, that was crazy. You're going to get more good stretches of him over the course of the year. He's not going to be this bad consistently. This is obviously the worst game of the season. But, he's going to be up and down, like Donovan said. Consistency is always the first thing to go when a star gets washed. You'll see the flashes. In 2019, we saw John Wall when he came back. Or 2021, my bad. He had some good games for the Rockets. People were like, oh, shit, John Wall's still here. He was out of the league by the end of that season. This is how it goes. There's always going to be flashes.
Dang, he made his one shot in the second quarter and just bricked for 25 minutes straight. No, for 36. He made it in the first quarter. That's crazy.
That's sick, man. What do you say to yourself, to your teammates in the once the game is over? Damn.
Not shit. He's Klay Thompson. He's like, I'm gonna do it again.
I can do it again.
Klay Thompson has never believed he's had a bad game.
It's hilarious.
That's all.
It's so funny because Klay Thompson shoots with such like utmost belief every single play, which he should. That's how you be a great NBA player. That hasn't wavered at all. So when he misses, he fucking misses because he goes for it.
Yeah, and it's like that instinct of like just having a smidget of space that he used to have or that he's always had throughout his entire NBA playing career. Give him any space, he will pull that motherfucker in a heartbeat, and that's just something that he shouldn't do probably these days. But it is what it is. It's in his blood, and I mean he's going through his, I don't want to say mellow stage or whatever because he's not that bad at all. He's still a player that any NBA team would love to have, but you get what?
Look at Donovan's face.
You wouldn't.
First,
he wouldn't make your Knicks better.
Let's get this straight. You gonna stop disrespecting Carmelo Anthony? All right? I've had about enough of both of y'all taking strays at Carmelo. And secondly, I think I would rather have Portland version of Carmelo Anthony than what we are seeing from Klay Thompson right now. There's nothing worse. There's nothing, at least in Portland, Melo knew, listen, I'm gonna just get to my spots. I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm not amazing, but I'll be fine. There's nothing worse than a bad player who Klay Thompson is right now, thinking that he is still the second best player on that team and taking shots like that.
Yeah, the problem is it took Melo a while to get there, and there's some really ugly years in between that you're ignoring that we're talking about. We're not talking about Portland Melo. He was solid then. We're talking about OKC Melo, or Rockets Melo, where it wasn't so great.
Nah,
yeah.
Which version of Melo? Because you didn't clarify.
OKC Melo. Let's take OKC Melo because that's when he was like, dude had a meeting or dude had a press conference during the offseason, and we all remember the hoodie Melo thing too. He was in his little hoodie. He was like, me come off of the bench, and he just laughed, chuckled, and he was like,
Chat,
hey, Pete, are you serious? Who the hell
Chat, who would you rather have? Chat, would you rather have 2020 or 2019 Carmelo Anthony or 2024 Klay Thompson? Let me see it in the chat. Hilarious debate.
You turn down Klay Thompson on right now on your team, Donovan. That is crazy.
Mid on mid.
Yeah,
that year in OKC, Carmelo Anthony shot 36% from three. What is Klay Thompson shooting this year?
Probably a little better than that. Probably
38 or 41, something like that.
37% from three. Solid.
Sorry. Backfired. I'm seeing a pretty 50-50 split, honestly.
What?
Between the Carmelo and Klay chat right now.
There's
a lot of both. There's a lot of Melo love here, so maybe you're not entirely crazy.
I was never crazy, and I need a vote to validate that.
All right, whatever. Next thing we got to talk about, next story in the news ish. I guess we're gonna call it that. Reportedly from Brett Siegel, Kyle Kuzma is expected to be made available by the Wizards for multiple first-round picks. Are you intrigued by a Kyle Kuzma trade deadline move to a team that could try to win games?
I'm moved for sure. He's a good enough player now these days to go ahead and be moved. He's a great stretch forward. Can give you 20 a night, a little bit of ball handling, can rebound. He understands the game on a simple level and all this other shit. So yeah, like I think he'll move. He can either complete a contender or help get a team get on the right direction. That's the type of player that he is.
Yeah, he's had a good year.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a donation from Envy. Shout out Envy, appreciate you. What were you saying, Donovan?
Wait, what did Envy say? Was there a note?
I was gonna let you talk first.
Nah, I'm curious. What did the note say?
He said, "Yo Isaac, what's up, Unk? Seriously though, love the pod. Question for Mo: did you ever believe in the 60-win Hawks team in 2015? Was wondering what a Hawks fan thought of that. P.S. Shout out Paul Millsap, top 5 Hawk of all time. P.P.S. Hawks franchises in hell."
Shout out to you. Shout out to P. Millie, Paul Millsap. He was the goddamn dope, man. But anyways, I was like 15, 16 years old when the Hawks went on their initial run, and I was still learning the game of basketball. I was tuned into NBA TV every single day and watching all the YouTube videos that I could, Funky Diabetics, dude called Slam Dunk Basketball or whatever. And I thought that this team had a chance to take it all the way, but I never really knew and like thoroughly understood how dominant and like how much of a top 5 player that you needed in order to succeed. And once I learned that the hard way after playoff series after playoff series after playoff series of going through LeBron, I'm like, nah, we just will never have that chance until we have that guy.
You were disillusioned by LeBron beating you down every year.
Yeah, exactly. It was just over from that point. But we are in hell, and I am extremely depressed, bro. Like my week could have gone so much worse. The Knicks got better. RJ Barrett's not on the Knicks no more, and we fell to 13-9. I could cry in this bitch right now, bro.
Tough, man. Anyways, fuck the Hawks. Back to Kyle Kuzma.
Damn.
He currently averaging 23.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 4.3 assists. 35% from three, 46% from the field. A solid season. He's plus minus is minus 271. Thursday sucks so much. But a lot of teams need a big wing. We've talked a lot about Larry Mark and OG Anunoby. Not every team can get those guys. Obviously, OG's off the market now. Kyle Kuzma can fit into one of those teams that doesn't get those two guys. Where do you want to see him go? Is it OKC?
OKC would be good. You got a couple first, and I
don't know if OKC would move me necessarily, to be honest with you.
Why not?
Replace Josh Giddey in those lineups with Kyle Kuzma? Get another big wing?
I love it, but if you couldn't get Larry Markkinen and if Kyle Kuzma was that much cheaper, then sure, why not? I'd be skeptical because of how long Kyle Kuzma's contract is. He just re-signed a huge bag, I believe, this past offseason. So that's why I'm not so giddy about bringing him to OKC at all, because I think it's kind of So it wouldn't be me. Honestly, a team like Detroit should do this shit. A team that needs direction.
Back in his hometown?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Help
chat,
out
where do you want to see Kyle Kuzma? Let us know, chat, where you want to see him. What about you, Donovan?
Let's get him in Indiana. I think Indiana just has a lot of I can see them, like, outside of Tyrese, their roster is very malleable, right? It can go it can go any way, and you can put in a lot of players into that situation and start to mold kind of what the future of this team looks like. And I think that if you got another big wing to play alongside Tyrese, I think that would be very intriguing. So yeah, I want to see Indiana.
Where do you want to see him, Isaac?
My bad. I was taking a picture of the Munch jersey to post on Twitter. I think both teams you guys said make sense. I had train of thought. Oh, somebody in the comments said Dallas in the chat.
That's great. I like that.
Yeah, I don't hate that fit. I was thinking maybe the 76ers. Do they want to add another wing to that roster? They are obviously they're a popular OG Anunoby destination this summer as they're trying to get him free agency. I think it might be a safe assumption the Knicks are going to lock him up. So maybe that's not going to be a thing anymore. Would you guys like him there?
Yeah, Dallas would make sense as well, because you have, like, their big offseason acquisition was Grant Williams. And for a second, it looked like it was a massive thing. And now he's just back to being Grant Williams, which is a fine, NBA player. But to have some depth and a little bit more of a scoring punch at that big wing type of position, that would be very helpful for Luka.
Yeah, I like that. Who else? I see people saying Hawks in the chat. I guess
it's not a bad fit necessarily, but we already have our 4 for the future, and right now, like, Kyle Kuzma wouldn't do anything necessarily to help our team progress. We're already a top 5 offense. He would help, of course, better than DeAndre Hunter, who's inconsistent wildly, but at the same time, like, we need real defenders on this team to help us take the next step, and that should be the main focus for the Hawks.
Someone said Grizzlies. They could use a wing. I don't think that's the move the Grizzlies want to make, because they already kind of made a big shakeup with Marcus Smart. I think they're going to hold their ammo for a little bit longer for somebody a little more high profile, but I wouldn't hate that.
You know who needs Kuz badly right now? The Los Angeles Lakers. Good God,
I would
man,
love
that's
that.
amazing.
I would love
Yeah.
that Kuzma back, man.
Bring him home.
No, you know who
Yeah,
needs him for
he
real? The
would
Golden
be.
State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors need Kyle Kuzma. They need anything. They need a savior.
Yeah.
Save them from Klay Thompson.
It's always gonna be Clay regardless. Okay, next thing we
hilarious.
got to talk about another funny quote we saw earlier. Back to FanDuel TV, apparently they're getting all the quotes. Meta World Peace said, Victor Wembanyama is the closest to Wilt Chamberlain that we'll ever see. This kid is going to beef up. He's going to get better. He's going to get 101 points at some point in the next 7 years. Ignore the 101 point shit. That's whatever. Is Victor Wembanyama the closest thing we're ever going to see to Wilt?
Yes.
That's an interesting statement. I think he's probably correct in terms of just like straight up, this dude is built different. He's a freak on any NBA court that you set him onto. He just looks the part, runs the part, and all that. Like, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. There's still this like feeling whenever you watch Vic, and it's like, what am I watching? Like when the Spurs actually are smart and you see them start to give him
Real
the
quick,
ball.
Donovan, I'm going to cut you off. We just got a massive donation from Depressed T-Wolves fan. His tipped $50.
Oh,
Appreciate
wow.
you. There's no message involved. You didn't say anything you wanted to say, but appreciate you, Wolves fan. I'm sorry you're depressed about your team. I don't know why you're depressed. You're the 1 seed, but I guess it's lingering from over the years. Appreciate you for taking for the $50.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Back to what you're saying, Don.
Oh, that's massive.
I know.
That's massive. I forgot
Appreciate
what I
you,
was saying.
I don't know.
What's
You're
that?
talking about Victor Wembanyama being built like a freakazoid.
Oh yeah, there's just stuff that he does every game. We're like, yo, how are you able to do that, right? How are you able to be here, like on one part of the court, but affect something 7 feet away from you
Yeah.
because of your wingspan? Like the other day, he had like we were all so enamored by Giannis when he was, having fast break dunks. He's not dribbling from half court. When Vic does it, it looks like something out of Space Jam. It doesn't look real. So yeah, I would agree with this.
Someone in the chat said Giannis is the closest thing to Wilt. I can see that. I think before this, I could see Giannis being the pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Giannis had a similar, not as similar of a shock effect because he had to take some time to grow into his body, a long time to grow into his body and all that, and he wasn't that level of a prospect whatsoever. But I would agree, yeah, Giannis did have that similar type of shock when he started to get his recognition, was played at point guard by Jason Kidd, won Most Improved Player of the Year, went to his first All-Star game. Like, he definitely got that same type of energy and vibe too. But I think Victor's is just a little bit different because he's, 18, 19 years old still, and he's already one of the better players in the NBA.
Yeah. The point in time when Giannis, I think like 2017, he had that first playoff run where he started just like dunking everybody with his feet on the ground. It was like, oh my God, this guy is like nothing we've ever seen. Like, I distinctly remember that moment where he kind of just like took the league by storm. And I can see us having the same realization with Vic in year 2 or 3 once he really makes that like superstar jump.
Yeah. This topic though for me was already solidified before he got into the NBA. When he took a step back three and got a put back dunk off of his own miss, that's how I was like, okay, he's an alien. Like this is not real. This is a simulation basketball.
Yeah, he's crazy, man. Next story we have here. People were talking a lot about the game yesterday whenever the Mavericks lost to the Jazz in embarrassing fashion. Kyrie came back and they just crumbled. They lost to a horrible team. It was embarrassing. There's this clip that went viral of Luka getting the last shot of the half. He gets the ball from Kyrie Irving and decides, I'm getting the last shot, as a lot of star players tend to do, and didn't pass it up, even though Kyrie was wide open on the wing. Took a step back three, clank. A lot of discourse about Luka Doncic's style of play, and is he selfish, or is just this style of play from superstars saying they have to get the last shot, is that inherently selfish? How did y'all feel about this?
It's funny. It's mad funny. First of all, if this was the fourth quarter, I think it would have some more validity. We're going into halftime. Who cares? What are we talking about? Like it's not even that deep, right? And it really, like, I understand, right? You have a guy shading over. It's Luka Doncic one-on-one. Like, he's fine. Trust him to make the move, Like, we're just talking about nothing.
Yeah. Chad, what do you think? Chad, should Luka pass the shot up? Is this a concerning sign? What do you guys think? It's also funny that the game Kyrie came back, they fell apart, which is just one of those nights they lost to a bad team. I saw people on Twitter being like, Kyrie's the least impactful second star ever. Like, so much was made of this game. It was hilarious.
Yeah. One thing that I did enjoy seeing is through this conversation of Luka just like ignoring Kyrie and taking that tough shot. This opened like the floodgates of the LeBron fans being like, "Oh yeah, and I bet he misses being with LeBron. LeBron would probably had 10 assists to him alone all night and all this other stuff." And they were just talking about how ungrateful Kyrie was through his tenure with the Cleveland Cavaliers and how he wishes he had that type of player back.
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. A lot of things have happened since then, but yeah, I imagine he realizes now that he should have handled that a little differently.
Yeah, pain, man. They would have had.
Listen, this is clear, just NBA yapping, right? When in the middle of the season, it's January. You got to find
100% yap. 100% yap. Speaking of yap, Paul George's podcast dropped this week. Gordon Hayward was a special guest, and he was up there yapping in an interesting way. He was talking about the 2018-2019 Celtics that fell apart when they had Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, and Al Horford. Seemingly one of the more stacked teams we've seen in recent years. And they fucking flamed out horribly. None of it worked from the start. Terrible locker room issues. One of the biggest failures of the last NBA decade. He said, we all had too many agendas, and the agenda to win the whole thing wasn't the main one. He said he was trying to prove he's still an all-star. Kyrie was trying to prove he could still be part of this team after they made a run without him. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were trying to prove that they can be the next guys. Rozier was trying to get a bucket. Just too many cooks in the kitchen. How did y'all feel about what he had to say and the way he framed it?
I think he told he told unfiltered truth. He told the real, and he said everything that everyone around that time believed in about this team. Like, there's no reason why they shouldn't have worked. I think around this time in 2018, this KD was still on the Warriors, and he was, of course, peak of powers and all that other stuff. And everyone believed that if any team had a chance to crack the Golden State Warriors, it would have to be this team, or of course LeBron. And there was no other reason why, because you watched the team make a run towards the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron. A rookie Tatum looked LeBron in the eyes, dunk on his ass. Jaylen Brown was there. Kyrie was hurt, of course. Terry Rozier rose to the occasion, scared Terry off of the bench. And now you have someone like Gordon Hayward, who, of course, snapped his ankle or whatever, but him coming back as well. This was supposed to be the team. Yeah. This is supposed to be the team. And so everyone knew it and saw this coming, but it's just sad. It's just sad, and like it just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter how much talent you have on an NBA court. It's all about how much these players are willing to commit to a system.
Yeah, it didn't go well. I saw somebody was saying it's kind of ironic that he was like, we all had too many agendas. Meanwhile, he's the one that had the agenda that really tipped it over the top and made it not work. That was a funny way to say it, because I distinctly remember he was one of the main pieces that didn't fit with that team. A lot of the issues kind of did come back to him. Did you guys feel like he was kind of projecting a little bit about it for everybody else, or how did you feel about that part?
I think for the agenda part, yes, but I do think that I think like the other guys had gotten comfortable playing without him. They were able to make this run, and he was gone in the first game of the year, so they had played 82 games. So he was the one who had to fit back in and integrate himself into that lineup, and his agenda didn't really work. It does make sense, though, that for Tatum and Terry and Kyrie and all these other guys, like, oh, like I still need to, get mine and all that. But I think something that everybody kind of understands after the fact is, if you win, nobody cares, and you will get whatever your agenda is. It will be proven right if you win a championship. And you just have to put that aside.
Someone said, can we call the streams Mo Cheeks Mondays? Hey.
No. It's not even Monday, bud. It's Tuesday. Now we do stream on Monday. We're not doing that.
Mo Cheeks Monday. Let's run it up. Here we go.
Guys. We're having a meeting offline, guys.
Let me see the chat right now. Mo Cheeks Monday. I don't care that it's Tuesday. I want to see Mo Cheeks Monday in the chat right now.
That is disgusting word. Someone said also, I look like Semi Ojale and Jaylen Brown combined. Speaking of the 2018-19 finals.
Racism.
I don't even know what that looks like.
Hey, yo. Semi Ojale, low key. Granted, keep in mind, this is racist. They did say that purely because.
So if you subscribe to this, just know you're on the watch, bud.
Yeah, keep in mind, they did say this for racist motivations, but I won't say there's no merit behind it.
Semi is.
Hey, look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one with the beard. Look at this one.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta give it to him. Sometimes you gotta give it to him. They may have got you.
Oh man, listen.
Yeah, the only thing you're missing is the mohawk.
Listen. Semi is he was a great player.
Beard type is the same too. Like this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Listen.
My bad. I take that back.
I take back the racist claims.
Where my people come from and where Semi's from, we're not that far apart. So it's not surprising. I can't say this is awfully wrong, but still.
Adrian tipped $1. He said, "I've been missing the stream. Love to see you guys back on live. Am I crazy, or did you guys tease a live action basketball video a few months ago that never came out?" I don't think we teased a video, but we mentioned that they played one-on-one whenever they were out here last in LA. Mo and Donovan played. You guys want to give people a breakdown of what happened?
Yeah, Donovan, you want to talk about what happened?
Go ahead, tell him.
Why would I tell him? You tell him.
I beat Mo in the series 2-1. We were playing 2-1, and I won.
Yes, Donovan won.
Do
you want to not talk about what happened in the game, or is this just it?
I mean, what? I mean, listen. What do you want me to say? I was hustling.
Get into details.
I was hustling.
I was hustling. Mo's motor at the time was not great, and after about the first 3 points, Mo wasn't moving around, and my game has always been predicated on just outworking. I subscribe to heat culture and pick up basketball, and that is the only way that I get burned. So, that's what I was doing. I was running around, diving on the floor, right, hustling. Doing
You fell a couple times. Yeah.
Oh no, I was falling. And I really did look like Joel Embiid. Like you probably would be upset with how much I was touching the floor, but I had to do what I had to do. Mo won the first game, and then I won the next two after that. And the third game we played just because it was a tiebreaker, but Mo was tired at that point, and I don't think that he actually wanted to play the third game. But we need to run it back because Mo's been working, right? He's been putting in that work. I know his stamina is better now, so we gotta run that back.
Yeah, no, the game was hilarious. I would say I'm not a bad basketball player, but I'm not like I'm not like phenomenal either. But with that being said, throughout the game, I first came out, I scored 7 straight points, and I was just letting that. I like to let that bitch fly. That's my go-to thing. And sometimes I get a little. I sometimes I'm in Jordan Poole time. I'm just like, hee, and I just let that bitch fly. I took so many half-court shots. Some will win, some didn't, but I don't give a fuck. And the first game, I was up 8-0 or 6-0 or something like that.
Crazy, yeah.
One, and then second game, same shit. I lost, and then third game we played. I think I didn't get off to a hot start because I was insanely tired.
You were
gassed, but the game was close, and then eventually I started taking dumbass shots, and you're playing prime Tom Thibodeau basketball. That's what it was. That's what it was.
I see someone in the chat.
That's what I was raised on.
Someone in the chat said one of y'all coming out with new merch very soon. I've been trying to work on getting the new merch right with the new logo. Let me show y'all a preview actually. I'm gonna find it while y'all talk for a second.
Only y'all on the stream gets to see this. Y'all saw the Shea undies. Y'all witnessed the Munch jersey, and we're telling you about the backgrounds and specifics of this game that we did have. And you know what? Maybe Donovan and I will go ahead and play again whenever we link up. So y'all got some
you are losing. I'm gonna let you know that right now. You are losing. If we do a series, you are losing.
No, I promise you, I'm literally not losing. You want to make another bet? What do you want to do if you lose and if I win? What's gonna be on the line? No money. Let's do something for the stream or something.
Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Right? We've been to LA before. Y'all got to come down to Houston. We will play down here. The loser will buy Rockets tickets. We'll all go to a Rockets game. The loser will buy the tickets for the other two.
I got a corduroy hat cooking for y'all. A little dad hat like I like to wear. Got this green one. We got it in green, navy blue, black, and tan. We got the TD3 embroidered on here. I'm just trying to find.
I saw that. That's hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a supplier that does the embroidery well because I just need it. And yeah, corduroy hats. That's my shit. I got a black one too with embroidery's trash, so I gotta get a new version. And then we have a screen printed T-shirt y'all saw before. Got the hoodie, screen printed. I mean, embroidered. Took me a while to get this sample in.
Yeah, man. Listen, we're trying. Listen, this new season of merch is going to be fantastic.
Yep. Give me some time. I'm trying to find the right pieces for everything, so it's taking longer. I wanted to be out by the time the reveal happened. I didn't make the deadline, but it's coming soon.
Yeah, exactly, y'all. Work will be done. Focus on quality over quantity over here.
We're gonna react to some hot takes like we always do pretty soon. But before we get to that, I have one thing I want to show you guys before we react to hot takes. Something we want to watch along with, and that's some highlights. Victor Wembanyama had a game where he had 30 points and 7 blocks against the Blazers. And no, we were talking about waiting for him to make this leap in like year 2 or 3 to become a true like superstar. Man, games like this where we see the signs, we see the fucking signs, bro. This guy was going crazy.
Good grief, man.
Let's watch this. I love watching big highlights, bro.
I know it's always fun.
It's an experience watching him play basketball. I cannot wait to see
spiritual experience. Let's add on to that. It's a spiritual experience. This is what everybody wished they could do if they were 7'4" tall. Pull that bitch, handles from hell. You can affect literally all sides of the basketball court with that length. There's not a shot that he can't make. Good God, all that contact.
This is what I like. You're 7'4". Let's get towards the basket. Everything, man.
Yeah, but the Spurs have been doing a lot lately, a lot of lineup changes, thank God. The Jeremy Sohan experience is over, and he's been back to power forward, and he's actually been eating, thankfully. Like, they stopped massacring my boy. I love Jeremy Sohan. He's back to his natural position.
Look what happens when you have a point guard who knows how to pass.
I know, that lob was nasty.
Oh, my God.
It's just these blocks. Like, look at that. Sat his ass down twice.
Get out of here, stupid.
Someone said Donovan sounded like my grandpa. Get to the basket, son.
At a certain point, like, listen, if you're 7'4", you're big for nothing if you're not in the paint a little bit. If you're not in the paint a little bit, what's the point of being 7'4"?
Look at that, bro. He wasn't even, I got to rewind. He wasn't even facing the driver and blocked it with, like, his backhand. He backhanded the block. What the fuck? Who does that?
Backhand block is disrespectful.
That's insane.
You can't even look at me while you send my shit? Damn.
He just sensed him.
There's going to be a play where he's going to block it. And you know how, like, sometimes people catch the ball with 2 hands and, like, that's bad disrespectful? Yeah. He's going to just palm it with 1 hand at a certain point and just, like,
at
grab
that
it
point,
out the air.
Take your man card and be like, here, sir, you can have it. That's crazy.
No, one-handed snatch block is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mo's been great. Pretty soon, chat. I want y'all to get ready, chat. As soon as this video is over, we're in hot take mode, and I better see y'all spamming the hot takes. You got like 2 more minutes left. Prep your fingers. Get ready to type because we're listening.
I got a question for y'all while we're watching these Wemby highlights. Pertaining to Wemby, who right now is the rookie of the year for you guys? Now,
I know we all said chat before. Wemby's coming close. Wemby, the counting stats are adding up, and Wemby's passed him up statistically.
Everything.
Yeah. Wemby's passed him up statistically. It'll be TBD how much people value team success and being a major part of a winning team. I think that matters, so I could still see myself deciding Chet by the end of the year. But it's close now. It's real close.
Yeah.
I don't think it's – okay, I think I might be a little bit further away than where Isaac is at. And, like, listen, I understand Wemby's playing fantastic. It's not like Chet has had this massive drop-off, you know. And
not drop-off at all.
Yeah, and Chet has been playing well for months now. So I need, and I 100% think that he's going to do it. I just need Wemby to do it for as long as Chet has, given the fact that he has basically this like 2-month head start because he didn't have to play with Jeremy Sohan at point guard.
Yeah.
So,
Chet, video's over. Spam up the hot takes for me right now. I want to see hot takes all the way through the chat. Mods, let them spam. I want to see the most spam possible. I better see 100 chats a second at this rate, and we're going to go through them.
Let's go.
While you're also spamming the comment section, you also got to spam the like button. Right now, we're at 634. You should be ashamed of yourself. We should at least be at 750 minimum.
Nah, get us to 1,000. There's a lot of you in here right now. You can get us to 1,000 by the time the stream's over. Don't let him lowball at 750.
All right.
First hot take.
Is trying to life right now. Let's do it.
First hot take from Eggs with Haas says, hot take, stop the Clippers slander. They've been cooking. This is all caps. Donovan, do you have anything to say to the Clippers? You're the Clippers slanderer. How do you feel about them right now?
Well, first off, it's not a hot take. Okay, that's a command. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do. That's one. That's one. Let's get that out the way. 2, Nah, man, listen, they've been cooking. I have to be real. I hate every time that they win. I'm not having a good time watching them have this resurgence. But the Clippers have been cooking, and it's about time we have that conversation of when we start getting into the Western Conference playoffs. How serious are we going to take them? Because if Kawhi's playing like this and PG is there and Harden is not the I don't know, the distraction, for lack of a better word, that he was in Philly. Hey man, hey,
they're good. They're legitimately good.
They can make some up. They can make some noise, and they might be able to get to the conference finals.
Listen, man, they're 4 seed right now, 20-12, 8-2 over the last 10 games. The fact they're 20-12, despite losing 6 straight when they got James Harden, that means they went crazy right after that. And like, they're as good as any of the Clippers teams have been over the recent years. Every year they're in the mix. They're a team that you say will like be in that either like top tier or second tier of contenders. They're just as good now. There's some parts that they're lacking compared to previous years. The bench depth isn't quite as good, I think, as previous years, even though they have Russ there, who you feel how you want about him. But the addition of James Harden, being like top tier playmaker James Harden, not really looking to score like he used to, but still being able to go to as a scorer when needed in certain lineups, they're legit. Like, they have a new wrinkle that they didn't have in previous years and still have the backbone of Kawhi and Paul George. They're what you'd hope to be.
That's true. That's very true. Oh, man, I can agree with that. The Clippers have been cooking, and I am first to go ahead and give them their props and their flowers. But another hot take. Tor CH says, Embiid is a clear-cut MVP this year. Anyone saying he isn't has a clear agenda. Donovan, do you have an agenda? Because I feel like at this point, he deserves the MVP.
Oh, easily. He's easily the favorite right now.
No, he can have the MVP. That's perfectly fine. I don't have any agenda. I don't have anything against Joel Embiid. I think he can win the MVP, and I think he will. I saw today he was the player of the month because he's averaging like 40 and 10 for the month of December, and then on the season he's averaging 35. Go ahead. That's not what I'm concerned about. What?
Yeah, he's averaging 35.
Oh my God.
Yes, 35 points per game. Yes, we did not fuck up at all.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
Joel, yeah, he's so clear the MVP. The only way Jokic isn't going to catch him. He doesn't give a shit. Like, Jokic does not give a fuck about the regular season right now. He doesn't even want the MVP, clearly. Like, last night, he took, like, one shot in the first half. He's perfectly content running the team, getting them to the playoffs, throwing his dimes and doing his thing. He's not playing for the MVP. Joel Embiid is. This is his style. He loves to abuse teams that can't guard him. It's what he wants to do, and he's doing it excellently. The only way I think anybody can catch up to him in MVP is if he misses games or if Luka gets the Mavs like a top 3 seed, which I don't think any of us see happening.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't. So if the Thunder somehow catch, or not somehow, they're only a game and a half. If the Thunder catch the Timberwolves and they get the number 1 seed in the West,
Shea,
how seriously are we taking Shea for MVP?
Very, extremely seriously. I think if Joel Embiid is still a top 3 seed and doesn't miss games, he'd still get it, and Shea would be second. But listen, they can only miss 15 games to be an MVP still. I guess 17 games. One injury to Joel Embiid, he misses those games and he's out of it. It only takes one. Luka and Shea will be the top 2 in whichever order you want, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, listen, also I'm looking at Embiid stats. 35 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, a career high. 89% from the free throw line.
35% from 3 on 3 attempts a game.
Now.
54% from the field. It's just
listen to his last few games that he's played. 31, 51, 40, 42, 35, 41, 34, 38, 50.
When he plays a team that can't guard him, he makes that known and makes his presence felt, unlike most stars do. Like I said, Jokic doesn't want the MVP. He's not trying that hard. He'll play a Washington Wizards, play the same way he always does, let the game come to him. Not Joel Embiid. He will go out there and just decimate Daniel Gafford, go at him every time, and just foul him out of the game. Like, he loves to attack a mismatch, and that's how you win MVPs. You come out here every game and you beat the shit out of horrible teams. He knows how to do it.
Exactly. He is, oh my God, bro. At this point, it's undeniable.
So assume he wins MVP again. Where does he stack up as like the greatest big man scorers of all time? He's top 5
less
easily.
than top 3 in my opinion.
Is he top 3? Because
I think he's top 3. And when it comes to, I put him top 3 in terms of scoring because it's the fashion of how he is scoring the ball and just how he's just an automatic bucket. Yeah, he's just versatile. And I think, scoring, I think he's just easily top 3. Who are the top 3 big man scorers for you guys?
obviously Shaq's up there.
Shaq, Wilt, Kareem.
Is Joel Embiid a better scorer than Kareem? That's a crazy sentence. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
but like, he's entering those combos. Like, it sounds nuts when you think about it and you compare. It might not be, but it's also a hard comparison because of era. So I don't know. Listen, Joel Embiid might be fourth. He might be fourth.
You just shot me in the chest with that statement right there, man.
Nuts, man. We got another donation from DQ Senpai. He says, "Hot take: we need to hold Tatum more accountable for not leading his team to the promised land with the perfectly built roster every season." Tatum slander?
First off,
I agree with that.
How? We've all agreed that they don't have the perfect roster because of how Jaylen Brown is.
But that's a part of him, though, too. He's not a perfect player. We sit here and talk about other players like
nobody's a perfect player.
Yeah, he's not a perfect player, but there's certain things that you can do with your game to help complement your team and your teammates better. And we just haven't seen that kick or that next level gear that I personally have been waiting for over the last few years. I'm gonna sit here and say if I saw Shea with that same team that he's had with that Tatum's had with the Boston Celtics, there's no way in hell he doesn't go to the NBA Finals, in my opinion.
Tatum's been to the finals.
Oh, win the finals. There you go. Win the finals. There we go.
I think I don't really give a fuck.
And he would have. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Man, you've been fucking old man ranting all day. You're getting pissed.
He didn't get his 8 hours.
Never streamed in 2 weeks. I've been dying to yell at y'all.
Keep it going. I think getting mad at Tatum for not winning a finals is dumb, I think. But he needs... I pulled this up right now. Highest field goal percentage on half-court drives. We see SGA here is at 22.8 per game. Luka's at 18.2. High-level scores getting to the rim. Tatum has the best spacing of anybody here. 8.4 half-court drives a game. He needs to stop thinking he's Steph Curry and stop shooting so many threes and get to the rim and be assertive. I hold him accountable for shit like that, where there's things he could be doing to take his game to the next level and like really be a top 5 player for real that I think are purely just like habit based, which is easy for me to say. Maybe he's just better at certain things and that's not the way he wants to play. But I just think there's certain things that he could do with his game to really take command of certain styles of play.
I agree. And that's the biggest thing right there. That's literally the only thing to me, in my opinion.
Like, this is great. Look at this list, bro. Tyrese Halliburton's at 15.5 drives per game, 59.8% shooting on him. That's ridiculous. That's like the same as Luka, who's one of the best drivers in the league.
That is ridiculous. It's insane because that's one of the most impactful leaps that he's made he's always been an elite shooter, but the distance is really what separated himself. But I think the driving has been the main layer that he's added to his game that helped separate him and put him on another level on the court offensively.
Yeah. Someone said Tyrese literally has 0 flaws offensively. 0. He might be cooking. I don't know what his flaw would be offensively.
I don't know, man. I literally can't.
Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Unless you
defense,
bricks for a living,
different
you would
conversation.
say, unless you eat bricks for a living, you would say, oh, I can't get offensive rebounds. But other than that, he is solid as can be all around, bro. You have
Tyrese on Phil's face. I need
yeah, exactly.
All right, let me look at this chat. Let's find another hot take. You guys are going crazy, spamming them up.
One. Valor King says, Sigh. Trae Young is better than Tyrese Halliburton. And he spelled his name so embarrassingly, and he said, I can't spell.
L take. Spam him up. L take in the chat. Nope. Tyrese Halliburton's passed him up. I understand. Trae's been incredible lately. If he keeps it up, he can get himself back into the conversation. But I think at this point, Tyrese has a similar game to him, is more efficient of a scorer. I think a better, more impactful passer, but that's debatable. Trae's a great passer. Defensively, they both suck ass. I have more faith that Tyrese can become a good defender than I do Trae, purely for size reasons. Maybe it's lazy. Maybe it's just simply the irrefutable fact of the way they're built. I don't know why I would go with Trae right now. Do you have an argument, Mo?
I would say that over the totality of the season, Tyrese Halliburton has been a better player. Now, Trae, I believe that he will start to get back into those conversations once the entirety of the NBA starts to realize how much of a heater that he's been on. But right now, it's just so hard to put someone like Trae above when A, his team is ass, and then B, he was on serious Julian Newman timing the first or for half of the season, and that just can't go away from everybody's mind. I think he'll be in that range. There can be a world where he's better than him, but right now, looking at it, it's like, bro, you're just you're a shorter version of him. Why would I pick you over Tyrese? It doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't make sense at all. What do you think, Donovan? I saw you doing a lot of this.
Nah, I'm taking Tyrese. I was thinking about whether or not I was going to take this shot at Trey, and I am, because I think it's just I think it's funny how Mo, since last year, Mo's like, nah, like, listen, Trae Young is about to get back into those conversations. Brother, it's been 18 months. We've been having plenty of conversations, and I don't think that he has asserted himself in that same way. So I don't think that listen, it's a hot take to think this. It's a bad take because Tyrese is clearly better, and I don't think that for Trae Young to be better, he would actually have to drastically change his game, and I don't think that.
Listen, man, all I'm gonna say is on 10 3-point attempts per game over the last 20 games, he's shooting like 42%. He has been on a heater, and if he's playing like this, game doesn't need to be changed. Team needs to be changed because everyone else is just not thriving around him. So.
Facts. That team is ass. We need to blow it up. Next hot take. John F4135 says the Suns will miss the playoffs despite having 3 stars.
Ooh, that is not a bad take at all. It's not, and it's because Bradley Beal refuses to play 2 weeks of basketball continuously, and this was something that we kind of could have foreshadowed this prior to the season. Bradley Beal has been extremely injury prone over the last 2-3 years. And for the Suns, if Kevin Durant, who has also gotten hurt plenty of times over the last 2-3 years, if he goes down for 17 games, it's over. They're not making the playoffs. They're at the very edge of the play-in right now. It's let Golden State make a quick little run. It could be very, very scary.
18-15 right now, 5-5 in their last 10. They have looked good yesterday or the day before, the last game they played with Beal back.
Yeah, against the Magic.
I anticipate they'll probably make it, but is it crazy that they'll miss it? No, not at all. They're going to be the play-in. I think that's damn near certain at this point.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
damn. Oh, you're saying they might miss it?
Yeah, they might.
I don't know. I think the Warriors might be cooked. We'll see.
They're 2.5 games up, and if Beal misses an extended amount of time, if Booker, who has all 3 of their guys have missed significant time outside of Kevin Durant, and I guess at this point in his career, we're kind of just waiting for him to miss 10 games of the season. So I think that they could be on, like, we should watch them very, very closely.
For sure. I more so meant they're not going to be higher than that. Like, there's no way they're going to be a top 6 seed, I think.
Oh, okay. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. We have 2 hot takes from donations we got to address. Listen, if you donate, you get your hot take read out loud. That's how it works. Special privileges of being a supporter. Tyrone says, hot take, Steph Curry is one of the best rim finishers of all time. Obviously, big men are the best rim finishers. Pound for pound, though, like at the point guard position, he's up there statistically. Sure. Like, he's an elite rim finisher for sure. People don't necessarily think about him that way, but it's facts.
Yeah, exactly. This just happens whenever a player has an extraordinary skill that only he can do in the NBA, and that just puts everything else, every other part of his game, makes every other part of his game like under a shadow. It's unseen, but he is generally, that's like a part of what makes him so hard to stop, is because he can get to the rim with ease, because he can bullet pass by anyone, dance around anyone, and he has the finesse of the best. So
100%.
Like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Next one. That one guy tips $3. He says the Mavs are going to end up with the top 5 or 6 seed, and Luka will carry them to a Western Conference Finals appearance / win. Do you see the Mavericks making a run like they did a couple years ago when they made to the Western Conference Finals?
I do not. They would have to beat the Nuggets or the Timberwolves, or they would have to beat the Nuggets, Timberwolves, the Thunder, or the Clippers in a series, and they have not shown the ability to do that.
Yeah. If the playoffs start today, and they're in the play-in right now, they're 7 seed. Let's say they get the 7 seed, they play the Thunder round 1. Tough matchup. I'd pick the Thunder to win that. Let's say they do it. It wouldn't be that shocking. They could beat the Thunder. Second round, they would end up facing the winner of the Nuggets series, right? Because they play the winner of the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Are they gonna beat the Thunder and then the Nuggets and then get to the
No.
Western Conference Finals and go
If they
Thunder,
beat the
Nuggets,
Nuggets-
Timberwolves?
Then they might win the championship.
Bro, if they beat Thunder, Nuggets, Timberwolves, crown Luka the best player in the world, that'd be ridiculous.
Bro,
With the roster
that'll
he
be
has?
insane. That'll be
Nuts.
insane. I would say right now, like obviously out of the three as I coming into the season, I was the lowest on the Dallas Mavericks. But I am not going to continuously doubt Luka Doncic and his capabilities. And because of that, I'm not gonna shorthand the Mavs as much as I really, really want to, simply because that guy is really fucking good.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Another donation came in from First Last, tip $3. Hot take, Sengun has been a top 3 center. Well, I'll go up front and say he has not, but I appreciate the Sengun love. He's been incredible. We talked about him a couple of streams ago. Pushing top 10 centers, like he's definitely in that mix. Like he's been legitimately really good. If the Rockets were a better team, he'd have some All-Star buzz. I don't think there's just too many names for him to make it this year, I think, but he's been legit. He's really great.
Yeah, he's cool. Top 3 is ridiculous.
Yeah, so L take, but it's a soft L take. I respect you. I appreciate the love for Sengun. It's a polite L take.
Yeah, no. This is Sengun's burner, bro. He's trying to get them All-Star votes in. You see?
Let's see. Taking another one from chat. Let's see. Wizards are the least talented team in the NBA by far. From Alec Who. Least talented.
Who has the better collection of players, the Wizards or the Pistons?
I think
might
the
lean-
Pistons.
Yeah, I think they have the better collection of talent, to be honest.
Yeah, they suck, but least talented? I think the Wizards deserve that title.
Yeah, I can give
Yeah.
that to them.
Yeah, their best player is Kyle Kuzma. Like that alone, there's no star there.
Yeah, exactly. Denny Avdia has been balling. Bilal Coulibaly, he's a rookie who's been getting a lot of love as deserved, but
They're in
Outside
the
of-
trenches.
yeah.
They suck so
You're
much.
talking about talent. You're like, Denny. Oh, my God.
But Denny's been hooping though this season, though. I'm being real.
No, he is, but, like, he's not that guy. to
I
be
don't
like-
care.
guess
Another
I'm
donation
asking
from
for that.
Cars Kicks. He says, "Love y'all's channel, guys. I should know this, but what are each of your guys' number one favorite player of all time?" Donovan is obviously Carmelo. I'm gonna guess through. Carmelo, Trae Young, LeBron.
No, I'm LeBron.
Okay, LeBron. Are you Steph Curry? Oh, you're Kobe. Never mind. You're Kobe. Never mind. You're the better Melo. That's right.
The better Mel.
Is Melo number 2
He is 3.
behind Curry? Curry number 2.
Yeah.
Munch. Okay.
That's nice.
Um,
Who's your number 2, Isaac?
It was prime James Harden.
Hmm.
I'm a little disillusioned over the previous years, so maybe he's falling down. But
You.
yeah, 2018 James Harden's probably number 2. That was like if I wasn't born a Lakers fan for my family and I got into basketball on my own accords, like obviously LeBron's my first favorite, but he like moved teams a lot. I probably would have became a Rockets fan naturally in high school from being a fan of Harden.
Thank God you got saved.
You know, thing. Yeah, listen, I inherited the Lakers nepotism from my parents being from LA.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, LeBron's my 1, and then PG-13 is my 2. Him back in the days when he dunked on Chris Anderson and had that squiggly hairline, I'm like, bro, you got me. I'm sold.
You're much for life off of that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hot take: the Thunder will make the Western Conference Finals. I don't think that's a hot take. I think I would predict that. So, good take. W take for
it's
you.
not bad at all.
I'll give you a W take. Do it on screen.
There we go.
This guy's spamming up. Hot take: Isaiah Joe will be the MVP. I'll give you a laugh.
All right,
Good one.
That is very, very nasty work.
Will said, hot take: the Knicks and the Magic won't make the playoffs. Obviously, an L take. One of them is for sure making the playoffs. Probably both. Do you guys see a world where either one of them can miss it?
No.
The
Not
4 and
that-
7 seed.
Well, I guess realistically, yeah. Like if the Knicks are in the play-in and lose 2 straight games, then I guess so. But I don't think that that's going to happen. So, nah.
L take. L. Let's see who we want to go with
There we
next. You see one, Mo?
Yeah, I got you. This is more so for Donovan, I guess, and you, Isaac. Someone says, old school NBA player. Hot take: Darren Williams is criminally underrated. Where do you think Darren Williams? I'm gonna reformat this question. Where do you think Darren Williams, prime Darren Williams, would be ranked as a point guard in the NBA today?
Top 10.
Um,
I don't know if he'd be top 5. He wouldn't be top 5. I think he's underrated for what he did in his era, and he was like more of a product of a weaker point guard era, I think.
are they top 10?
Luka, Curry, SGA, Tyrese, Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, John Morant. He could be number 8.
Heads, like he's for sure better, without any doubt. And then after 9, 10, those are real conversations.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to argue Darren Williams versus John Morant, I get it. It's a weird comparison. Prime Darren Williams, probably he deserves that. I think Darren Williams could probably be in the conversations with like a Ja or De'Aaron Fox, maybe Dame, like in that like 5 to 7 range. But I think he firmly wouldn't be top 5.
Yeah, I gotta understand the conversations that Darren Williams was in, right? Like Darren Williams was in conversations with prime CP3. So it is like disrespect. It's funny to say that Darren Williams is criminally underrated all the time, like because nobody really thinks of Darren Williams in that way.
Yeah.
But right now, he would be a top 10 point guard. Like he is and was that good.
Yeah, easily top 10. I feel because like again, the narrative is always like he was in conversations with CP3, like so that makes you think like, oh, should he be top 3 point guard? But like I don't even know. CP3 would be the 3rd best point guard in the league today, prime CP3, already. So it's hard to put even if you're saying Darren Williams is directly behind him, at best he could be 4th. So it's tough.
Man, that is tough. That is tough. Oh, I got another hot take. Abnav says Curry isn't the best PG in the NBA anymore.
Ooh, I'm with you. I finally made it. I admitted it. I've been saying it everywhere on the last pod. I think it's Luka's year to take that throne as number 1 PG. Part of it is because they have Curry playing fucking shooting guard next to Chris Paul, which was a stupid ass decision from the jump. They're massacring my boy. But I think Luka's hit the point where shooting's better, defense is better, unfuckwithable as a passer, rim scorer, mid-range scorer in the post. He kind of just checks every box that I don't know how you don't give him the benefit of the doubt.
Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Keep in mind, that's Donovan's 2nd favorite player of all time, so take it with a grain of salt.
They won't.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
I just like, you won't take the title for my sweet king. Like, it's not going to happen.
For my sweet king? Oh, real quick, now that you mentioned that, Donovan, what did you do for your... Oh, this is not even a good question for you. Munchman, Isaac, what did you do for your National Braun Day on his birthday? What did you do? Did you throw
I had
a little
fine
party
steak
or
dinner. Me and my girlfriend went to a Brazilian steakhouse, and I was like, Braun, this one's for you. I tipped $23.60. It was great.
Bro, that is fantastic. Yeah, I went ahead, stayed up all night with my girl. I watched a fan-made LeBron James documentary on YouTube. Nasty work, I know, but it was a 10 out of 10.
No, you're scaring the host. She's
terrified.
terrified.
Yeah, she was telling me, "Don't you ever treat me like this? I don't feel special." I'm like, "Are you 6'8" and 260? You come from Akron, Ohio? Have you ever beat the 73 and fucking 9 Warriors? Don't ever talk to me like that."
Do you even have 4 championships to your name?
Exactly.
One for your city, one for LA?
Exactly. Can't even be number 1 all-time scoring. Show me a bucket right now. Show me your jump shot.
That's great. I wish this happened in real life. I wish this wasn't fiction.
No, I actually did say that sir one day. I swear to God.
So do you even have a post game? Like, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? That's good. That feels like a good place to end the stream. I feel like that was a good amount of hot takes. That's a hilarious end note. For everybody here, I appreciate y'all coming out. I appreciate you spamming the hot takes. Come here next Monday. We'll be back. And the Monday after that. 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 And it's not going to end. We're going to be here every week. Tune in.
All right,
Yes, sir.
We'll see y'all later, man.